Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to HTC Ascension, our second
Woo!
series of the night between Robert Morris University, RMU, and DZG Storm. I am Joshua Piscator Lee here alongside Bert DeGia, casting the second series of the night as well. So you get Bert all night long, all night. How are you doing? I missed you.
Aw, I missed you too, and we've been doing so well. Albeit the picks and bans have been doing so well as well. And we do see another DZG Gaming, the other team, Storm, going to be playing today versus RMU, Robert Morris University. The games, they're going to be high quality. I bet you we're going to see some good play coming out from both teams, though.
Right. Unfortunately, we had to jump in right as pick ban ended, but you do get a chance to see the full team compositions on behalf of both teams. So we get a little bit of time to really talk about what we might be expecting from them. Robert Morris University, for those of you who follow the collegiate scene, finished second at the most recent NACC. And DZG Storm is the sister team of DZG Fire. So a little bit of background for you. In terms of HTC Ascension, though, Robert Morris University, one of the latest, or I think the very last team to actually join the tournament, but undefeated thus far, as opposed to DZG Storm, entered at a much earlier time, but have not yet picked up a victory.
We saw them in the first week. They did quite okay in the sense that they showed up against Zenith, but they really didn't show any worth. Maybe they show up their worth against RMU. RMU, again, late edition. They have some pretty promising players. Trigger RL, formerly of AOE Esports. Whoa, that's a really long name from back in the day. It was the Elements team. Come on. But yeah, he played on that. Mini Bestia has been in the Latin American North scene as well. So really cool seeing this bot lane being a very veteran bot lane.
Right. But taking a look at these team comps so far on behalf of DZG Storm, we see the Tristana being picked up in addition to the Jinx on the other side. So we already know that these teams are probably looking to push towers early on. The Jarvan jungle on behalf of DZG side also going to help with the swag flag being dropped to increase the attack speed of everybody pounding away at a tower.
Yeah, but paired up with the Vladimir is really interesting coming out from DZG. I would like to see maybe a Azir or maybe something else to add on to this poke pressure that they got with this Tristana, with the bind coming out from Morgana. But the pressure, the damage should be enough with Zorlas in that mid lane. On the other side, we see a Cassidy going to be picked up yet again. Renekton coming out for West Coast carry. It's a lot of aggression to the mid to late game, especially with that Jinx. Hyper scaling, AD carry, it's coming in. There's going to be a lot of things scaling in, but this early game, like I noted before in the last series, is going to be very important, especially when you have a Jinx, especially when you have a Cassidy.
Right, absolutely. But then again, they, like you said, they do have the late game scaling potential. But enough about that, just sitting at a blank pick fan page. Let's get right into the game. We're going to get into the game in just about a minute. The first game between DZG Storm and Robert Morris University, the Eagles, as they are known. I'm Joshua Piscator Lee here alongside Bert DeGia. We'll be right back for game one.
Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. 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 Bring that beat back. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to HTC Ascension, the first game between DZG Storm and RMU. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we are watching VOD, had a little technical difficulty, but we are jumping into the game at the 3-minute 30-second mark. Nothing too big happened in the early game, so it's like we skipped all that early, just watching minions walk to be. We got right to the meat of League of Legends.
Right into the mid-early game. That's my favorite point. Yeah, you know, the point where you just stop CSing and actually trade out onto minions or trade out onto champions. Yeah, that's my favorite point. On top of that, you know, this is really interesting to see. The bot lane is actually staying up. I kind of wanted to see a lane swap coming out from DZG Fire. Probably take away this Renekton in the early game. But, you know, you have Gnar. He still has a ranged advantage against this Renekton. So really cool to see where DZG is. But it's really important that Gatsby gets out of this one. Pommy almost gets that gank.
So hard to gank a Gnar, especially when the little guy can just hop right out of there like, ha! And he just jumps away, throws a boomerang at you. It's like, ha! Try again. But so far, the 2v2 lane, well, not the lane swap, has gone in favor of Robert Morris University. We see Trigger ahead 5 CS over Carrick at the moment, and we know exactly how scary Jinx can be if she's allowed to get that gold early on. But Zorlas in a little bit of trouble. Oh, the pool goes down. Corny looking for it, gets the knockup from the swag flag from PP7. They're onto Pommy under the tower. Both members from RMU going so very low. Great awareness from PP7 to know exactly when that was coming.
He saved that one from Zorlas. If he stayed in that pool, he was pretty much trouble. But with PP7 just jumping right into the fray, it made him just stay out alive a little bit longer and actually trade out a lot of summoners on Pommy and Gillette's side. RMU now in disadvantage in that mid lane. Good stuff coming out from PP7 with that counter gank.
Yeah, but right now in the bot lane, we see Trigger getting jumped on. So much damage onto him, and it looks like Jiyoung gonna get first blood. The supports trade 1-for-1 in the bot lane. My goodness, as soon as we jump into this game, they're like, all right, casters are ready. Let's all start killing each other.
522 is not there yet, so AD carries aren't as powerful, but with the ignites coming down from both supports, they're going to be able to get that first blood coming out from Jiyoung, actually. So surprising to see that one coming out for Jiyoung first, but still get an assist for that Jinx. We still get that assist for Tristana. Interesting to see the average blade against the pickaxe. Looks like Trigger wants to still pull the trigger and push up more aggression.
It's funny because Trigger's name is Trigger and his gun has a trigger. That's the joke.
I didn't even... Wow, you just metagame. Oh, man.
So
with
strong.
That pow-pow.
It is an interesting buy, though, because it pretty much tells us that Trigger, like you said, just wants to keep his finger on the trigger and go aggressive, as opposed to Carrick sitting on that Avarice Blade and wanting to stack up that gold for just a little bit. But Zorlas and Gillette in the mid lane. No shyness here as we see PP7 slowly making a rotation to mid. Still level 5 on that Javert, but it looks like Gatsby actually gets tagged up under tower. West Coast Scary does not manage to find the kill there. Gillette, and it looks like in the mid lane, they're still kind of, do we go in, do we go out? They're still not wanting to commit to a full all-in just yet, but there's no shortage of action in this first game between RMU and DZG Storm.
Gillette doesn't have level 6 yet, but there's him to start.
Well, he's there for the help, though.
It's going to be backing away from this one. PP7 probably could have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier. Gillette will have Riftwalk coming up pretty soon. Zorlas still in a little bit of trouble. Does have a flash, so he has to be careful. We'll see what Storm wants to do with this one. Sorry, just cast the fire. If Storm wants to keep up the aggression, PP7's going to have to be the no-taker for this one. He has to make some plays over in bottom and mid lane to really push this aggression.
Yeah, but at the same time, even though PP7 was unable to find a good gank just yet, oh, good binding coming out of Jiyoung. That's always a sad day when it lands on you, but actually split away from his AD carry. Pommy coming in from the backside, but the Black Shield blocks the knockup from happening. So Carrick and Jiyoung not going to give up a kill quite just yet.
Yeah,
Going
Pommy
back to
come
the
in.
point beforehand, PP7 is still almost over double in CS ahead of Pommy.
Yeah, Pommy with that first aggression was taken away from this one. Now going to try it again. Correct.
First aggression, second aggression. Here comes the flash. Pull onto Jing. Oh, I don't think there's anything that can be done for this. Morgana and Trigger actually manages to pick up the second kill for RMU. Meanwhile, Gatsby hits Meganar just in time. The wall up against the wall buys him just a little more. That Meganar came in so clutch for him. He would have died otherwise.
Yeah, West Coast Carry has been pushing the aggression over in top lane, but going back to the bottom lane, Evan RL or Trigger RL getting that first kill for himself and to keep up with this power spike, and hopefully we'll see some more aggressive damage coming out from Karak. At this point, he is in a little bit of trouble. He stays inside that turret range.
Right, Trigger and Mini shoving that wave into the turret. And there's not a whole lot of clearing that Carrick can do at this moment. Given that we're 8.5 minutes into the game, he still doesn't have any damage items besides the Dorn's Blade. Opting to go for that Avarice Blade might end up costing him a lot of lane pressure and his ability to trade due to the fact that, hey, a Jinx with an Avarice Blade and a pickaxe, she's going to hit a lot harder than you can possibly wish for.
And Karek going to be able to just stave up. I mean, we know that Tristana's mid-game is notoriously not great. It's pretty bad, per se. So I see why you want to hit the Avarice Blade. You're already behind a little bit just because you got killed off. Get some more gold and just get that advantage through that passive late game. But losing out on a lot of pressure in the early game, it's kind of worrisome because you can take some dragons, you can take some early turrets. There's a lot of things. And Trigger L is trying to make that happen.
Carrick tries to get the juke out, but Jiyoung's here just in time to save his teammate. Then he coming around and say, ooh, a green ward, support CS. Actually opts to leave it there for just a little bit. Interesting decision.
Yeah. Mini Vestia is still going to clear that one now. I guess you wanted to bait out Jiyoung, but
oh! That's
Top
an AlphaDraft replay right there.
Yeah? Wow. Amazing. Amazing stuff coming out from Trigger right there.
Oh, the lack of respect for the fact that Trigger was level 7 and had that Jing Super Mega Death Rocket at his disposal cost Carrick his life. Although Carrick is able to go back and get that BF sword. Meanwhile, Gatsby, West Coast carry, everybody fighting in the top lane. They're on to West Coast. The ultimate has been popped already. PP7 goes in with the Cataclysm, but here comes Pommy for the help. West Coast carry going very low. He's trying to just commit to the fight. Gatsby goes Mega Dart just the right time. RNGesus, please.
Second time RNGesus saves out Gatsby and another kill going to Storm, but 3-2 on the kill score. Really, really awesome action coming out from both teams, and the tower going down to boot over in the bottom lane. Really good stuff coming out from both teams. RMU, they have to stem the aggression over in top lane, but this bottom lane, 2-1-1 Jinx, still getting more powerful.
But even though Carrick was able to come back with that BF sword, it was a little too late. But right now, it looks like they're trying to make up for lost time. Trigger getting bursted down. Still have the Buster Shot. No, it's barely on cooldown. Just a little more shots, but West Coast carry comes around from the backside to make that a 1v1 trade.
Nice for Redectin to at least get that kill, but it would have been better if we went on to Trigger. Trigger's going to be able to get some more items. Just picked up the Avarice Blade, going to be able to pick up the BS sword as well. This is going to be some major aggression coming from both teams, but this bot lane is getting ever so more juicy. We'll see if West Coast carry can really do anything for the top lane, but we do see the Void Rush going to go right back into the red lane, or the red side part of the jungle for Pommy. We'll see what Pommy wants to do. There is a dragon up, and we have the top lane already down, so might as well try to take up this advantage 3v2 right now.
The RMU establishing their presence around the Dragon Pit, and DZG not wanting to give this up quite just yet. We're all on this though. Trigger is rotating over at the moment, but I'm not sure if there's much that DZG can do to stop this push. We're down about 1,500 in gold right now, and considering that a lot of that power is in the pocket of the Jinx at the moment, that's not something they want to mess with. And there we go. RMU picks up the first dragon of the game. And they continue to hold on to this nice, comfortable lead.
Gatsby going to be able to push up as well. He didn't actually have teleport, so there was no response. And smart of Storm not to really fight that 3v5 or 3v4 into that. Ooh, Trigger getting some good crits. Can he actually finish it up?
Burns the full right there. Trigger does have the Super Mega Death Rocket, just looking for an angle, but everybody on the team doing the body block. Actually hits nobody, but nobody goes down on DZG's side, and that's the most important part. Gatsby pounding away at this top tower, should be going down pretty quickly. Does have the long sword to help him out there. Gillette now on the receiving end of that little angry Gnar. Gnarbar is ticking up. That rage is almost at full. Meanwhile, this mid lane push continues. PP7 and Jiyoung doing their best to keep this wave out of there. Carrick fighting in the bot lane against this Renekton, though. The Crocodile, oh, the fadeaway Buster Shot keeps Carrick at a distance. West Coast carry unable to munch on a Yordle.
Karek and me really get out alive, but
what the flash ball below PP7 into all of them. However, now it's Mini Beast in the middle of DZG. Pommy just watching, shot out the Prey Seeker. Not much more he can do unless he wants to jump right in. Meanwhile, West Coast Carrick, we thought this was over, but it looks like Carrick stayed a little too long, but Rocket jumps out just in time. These fights are coming down to a sliver of health.
Look at all the plays around the map. 13 minutes in, there's so much pressure coming out from both teams. They have like so much aggression just going all around the map. we'll see how Storm wants to kind of control it, because they are kind of in the lead in the sense that they have the map rotational play. But it's still on to RMU, the control this. They have that late game. They want to just slow push this. They do not want all this chaos happening around everywhere.
They do have 2 towers in response to just DZG's single tower. Mini Beast actually gets tagged up by max range binding. Could have been bad for him there. But Trigger here with a lot of pieces of that Infinity Edge, making sure to keep those waves nice and far away from their own towers. While the rest of the team still making their way over to where the action is. Carrot going to get on a little bit of split pushing duty while Gatsby walks his way down the mid lane. Looking at the lane matchup so far, though, there's not much of a CS discrepancy until we look at the bot lane matchup between Trigger and Carrick. It's about a 20 CS lead for Trigger at the moment, and when you're a snowbally champ like Jinx, that's got to make you really happy.
On top of that, Kark did have the average play a little bit earlier, but having that advantage already with that 20 CS lead, it's going to be big, but here comes Zorlas.
Hemo play onto Trigger, but the rest of RMU is here to assist. Oh, does not hit the WQ, but actually just jumps forward for it instead, and Trigger KS is right there. He'll secure team. I got it for you. Gatsby gets the Black Shield to jump right out of there nice and safe. PP7 does have the Cataclysm available, but I don't think they want to commit to this without their Vladimir there to help. It's like RMU in the first 15 minutes of the game extend their kill lead by 2.
They keep up the pressure in the sense that they have caught these players out. Zorlas was a little bit too aggressive on that take, used up Flash to try to go for that kill, and paid with his life. Even though the missed off WQ coming out from Mini Bestia, it was just not enough with Pommy just finished up on the side. Really, really important for Storm. They need to control themselves to say, yes, we have really aggressive champs that want to go all in, and if they can get all the AoE damage stacked up with the Morgana ult, with the Jarvan Cataclysm, with the Hemo Plague coming out from Vladimir, they're going to be good, but that's a lot of what and if things are going to actually happen.
And I know right now we're getting into Season 6 preseason. Man, I feel so old. It seems like just yesterday I was just installing League of Legends. But this DZG Storm's team comp kind of harkens back to the early days of Season 5, back when everybody wanted to pick up the Gnar and Jarvan for the Narvin combo. And it's going to be interesting to see how this game pans out in the mid game, given that DZG Storm's shot caller is Gatsby in that top lane. The Black Cleaver being picked up really lets us know that he's going to be opting to go on that split push duty from time to time. And it's really going to rely on Gatsby's calling of rotations, calling of exactly when to pressure these objectives. That's going to hopefully find DZG Storm their first victory in HTC Ascension.
Possibly a first victory, but it's all dependent if Gatsby can kind of split push this one, because Renekton, once he joins up with the team, is going to bring so much more like he did right there.
Outside, here comes Gatsby with the teleport into the middle of all of them. West Coast carry getting pretty low there. Looks like Gillette actually around the outside. West Coast carry goes down. Mini Beast in the middle pops the ultimate, but I'm not sure if he's going to stay alive. Oh, that's 3 kills! 4 kills going into the pocket of RMU. DZG just disappeared off the map, and here comes Gillette. The Rift Walk on cooldown right now, and there it is! The ace for Robert Morris University.
RMU just keeping up the pace and making sure that every aggressive tick that Storm wants to do, they're just going to pay with it from their lives. Great job by Gillette and Mini Bestia. What AoE damage coming off from there. Off on top of that, they were stunned down. Trigger just adding in the damage, but wow, so much team play coming out from RMU University.
And how cool is this, that this is a team, a collegiate team that came into this tournament up against big name players, big name teams whose sole goal are to make professional careers in League of Legends. And these are a group of guys who go to one of the few universities in North America who offer a competitive League of Legends scholarship. Could this be the rise of collegiate teams?
It quite possibly could. RMU have had some notable players come out from there. Adrian, who might be playing for a big team, has played with TIP, and he's in the LCS, so that's pretty cool to see RMU have somebody graduated from there. You can see the graduated Dragon right there going over to Storm this time, though, so not all wins right now, but Storm going to get something for nothing on that one.
Right, stopping that ever threatening march to 5 Dragons. A really good job by DZG Storm to stop that thus far. In addition, we're at that point in the game where that 6% bonus coming out from the first Dragon really starts to be a little more meaningful. It's like Mini V said, not wanting to give up this tower, but it's going to go down when the explosive shot goes off. Carrick solo having to dip and dive out of this fight. Like the rest of them still on a PP7. Body blocks the Super Mega Death Rocket. Oh, he flashes over the Dark Binding, but he's unable to find a stun. Out to Jiyoung, PP7 getting the slow off with the shield. Jiyoung probably going to go down here. Here we go. Trigger RL with the massive crit there. He's excited, looking for the zap. Pops the heal to try and get a little speed bonus. One more crit. Oh, Gillette and Trigger split one apiece. You can have your cake and eat it too. This college doing a keg stand with their opponents.
Another AlphaDraft play right there. I kind of feel bad for Karak. He actually flashed right into the crit of PP7, who is already going to die from the rocket. That's unfortunate. And on top of that, Gillette just had so much damage with that Rift Walk. So many good plays coming out from RMU. On the other side, Storm playing out the plays as well, just getting outplayed each and every time.
And this is a part where we start to worry about how DZG Storm is going to hold up. We're at just under 20 minutes into the game, and already they are behind about 5,000 gold.
Wow.
And they're a team that kind of gives into their emotions a little bit. We saw in the first series that they ever played on stream that once they got down one game in a series, and they got to that point in the second game where it was just looking super bleak, a lot of their players, they almost seemed to give up. They weren't going into these engagements as a team. They were kind of split pushing, doing their own thing, and even at a point just kind of standing in the middle of a lane and spamming emotes while other players were targeting them. But if this is a team that really wants to prove that they can hang with the best, this is going to have to be a major wake-up call for them.
Indeed, and if Storm wants to keep it going, they had some good things in the early game versus Zenith Esports in the last series we saw them. Can they keep it up with the next game? I mean, it might be still too early to talk about the next game, but each and every play that we've seen today from RMU, just so much more than what Storm is doing. So Storm really has to go back to the boat saying, we have to think about just playing it more cautiously, think about these picks. And
RMU, not cautious at all, just jumping right in there. West Coast carry getting chunked down super low, a little overzealous there. PP7 gets knocked off to the side. The Super Mega Death Rocket misses. Here comes Gatsby, does have the Gnar available. Fight is split up for just a little bit more. Jiyoung looking for a target to hit up with the bind, but the minion's in the way and probably going to quell that for a little bit. Oh, here comes Mini. Oh, the massive crit. Jinx, please. Gatsby on the run now. Mega Gnar is running out. Here comes Gillette looking for the flanker. Rooney, the zap. The Gatsby manages to juke it, but oh, wiped off the face of the planet by that Kassadin. PP7 now on the opposite side of the map. Let me get into this tower. Let me get into the base. I'm going to proxy farm 30 waves in, but it looks like he actually manages to get the execution. Carrot going into 1v2, but you just don't have the damage to deal with Trigger right now. RMU is just way too fed. Why are you even fighting like that?
Just so many things coming wrong for Storm right there. Kark just going in there blindly as well. Just a massacre coming out from RMU. They are doing so well. Can they keep it up? That's going to be the question for game number 2. But this game number 1, it's almost over and done. RMU, they've showed up well. And remember, they just got added in quite recently into this tournament for HTC. They are showing the worth times 100, especially against the Storm team.
And they've been in high-pressure situations before. Going up against UBC in the NACC 2014 finals was definitely one of those moments where you had a massive price of $180,000 on the line for first. Yeah, you didn't win the tournament, but placing second against all the top collegiate teams in the nation gives you that kind of confidence saying, all right, we're a great team with great players. We can go up against some of the best. And right now, even though they may have joined last in HTC Ascension, they are grinding for that first place spot.
6K go up ahead, and they have those 11 kills already. West Coast Carry has been probably the weaker spot of the team, 1-3-6 with that Renekton. His positioning might have caught him out sometimes, but Trigger, my gosh, 8-2-7 on a late game carry as well. Just so much. Gatsby has to run away.
Gatsby gets caught up there. Just the Warden's mail for the armor. Here comes Pommy. Who's going to get the kill? I'll give you a mystery skin if you guessed right. Oh, too late for Trigger goes godlike 9th kill of the game at just 23 minutes.
Trigger has pulled the trigger way too many of a time. Not with the rocket, but just with the crit. Has been doing so well with that Jinx. Maybe something to think about if they want to go ban that one out Gillette going to chase on the Karak. Karak going to be 1v1ing. Don't know if he's going to win out this one, though.
This doesn't usually go well for the Tristana. Gillette flashed into the other brush. Can't see me now, can you?
I guess the explosive shot, he's trying to dodge that, but he got the explosive shot down. And I mean, the auto attack probably still wouldn't have killed him, but oh my. Such plays, much wow.
Such plays, much wow. Memes are strong right now. Almost as strong as RMU, 18-5 in 23 minutes and 40 seconds of the game. Up 6,000 in gold, 7,000 in gold. Math is so hard, Bird.
We saw this yesterday. It's okay, Piscar. You got this.
One day I will get math correct, but 7.0 freaking K.
You might need the RMU
right
people to, talk to you about this. Yeah, they're in the university for a reason.
Oh, the three-man knockup, and everybody on behalf of DZG Storm goes down in a hurry. Even Mini on that support, Alistar getting in with a double kill. You know it's going bad for you when the support on the other team is more fed than your AD carry. 4-0 and 13 on this Alistar. This cow. Oh, man, you don't want to mess with him.
He just ruined every little facet of the game. The cow is unleashed. His horns are looking right at Karak. Karak's still going to just jump away, but oh my word. This is looking like a 24-minute Baron. On top of that, they're just keeping up with this one. RMU, what a team. What a play coming out against Storm.
And it's going to be such a pleasure to see exactly how they do throughout the rest of the tournament against other strong teams. We saw Frostbite take down the very hyped Cloud9 Challenger yesterday. The strong teams like that coming out, Team Liquid Academy coming off a victory as well. As this tournament goes on through its double round robin format, HTC Ascension going to create some awesome storylines that you can definitely keep up with if you're using an HTC One M9. Ooh, the best phone on the market. I bet RMU, they all use HTC One M9s. That's why they're so good at League of Legends.
And if you really want HTC One M9 phone, you might want to look at the giveaway. You can possibly win one of these 3 HTCs that we're going to be giving out. So that's something that we could see as well. Really, really interesting. Maybe you want to get your HTC phone now.
Exactly. And I love Team Liquid, so I'm so glad I can get it engraved too. Oh, Zorlas, no blue buff for you. Not like Vladimir really needs. Well, he doesn't have mana. The cooldown's always nice, though. But RMU now on to the second dragon in the game. It seems like they got a first Baron before their second dragon. This is when, the team's just absolutely stomping. They're like, dragon. I don't mess with that cheat meal. That's like McDonald's compared to the filet mignon I had over at Baron Pit. 26 minutes in, second dragon up. Almost 10,000 in gold at this point. And DZG Storm looking for answers desperately.
They just need to ward out what they can, but they would have to pick off maybe Trigger at a really unopportunistic time. They have the Dark Bind potential to try to get a pick, but they need damage, and they actually don't have any damage as well. We're going to see the turret go down. Gillette's still chasing. Ooh, 1 crit. Wow, Zorlas is already down to half health.
What mechanics? Trigger just hits the right-click button and chunks down people for 30%. Look at that zap! PP7 just got chunked down. 33% of his health. Look at those massive crits coming out. That was auto ults coming out of Trigger. Gatsby desperately trying to make it away. Gillette locked in the Cataclysm, pops the Zani to stay alive. Here comes the fire. I set fire to the Jarvan as they pound away at this bot lane inhib tower. 27 minutes in, this inhibitor surely to fall at the hands of RMU. 2 members of DZG Storm down at the moment. They might be pushing for the game ending right here. Zorlas goes in, pops down the Hemo Plate, but goes down in a hurry. Gatsby trying to stay alive. Gion going in too, but that's actually going to be the surrender coming out of DZG Storm. DZG going to have to pick it up if they want to find their first victory of this tournament.
Really? Well, just demonstrably destroying the team that just came in for the Storm, and they got out with the Storm. Really cool stuff coming out from RMU. Just picking off when they can, but really pushing on that pressure to get that win.
Right, we jumped into the game at the 3-minute point, but ever since we jumped in, it was just non-stop action and pressure being applied by the Eagles of Robert Morris University. They got snowballing really quick. They played really aggressively. Trigger was able to get super fed on that Jinx, and it got to the point where Carrick just couldn't deal with it, and nobody could deal with it.
Yeah, everyone was literally getting one-shotted by Trigger RL. West Coast carry would put himself out in the unopportunistic, if I can say English right, unopportunistic times, and still the team followed up, killed everybody. It's just RMUs took that little snowball and made a boulder and made an avalanche just come right down onto Storm.
Do you want to build a snowman?
No,
We're
I
gonna
don't.
build
No,
one out of Storm.
No,
Not gonna let me finish. Oh, well, for those of you enjoying HTC Ascension, be sure to tweet at us on Twitter at HTC Esports using the hashtag HTC Ascension. In addition, if you haven't heard enough of our plugs already, you can win one of 3 HTC One M9s, specially engraved with the Team Liquid logo by entering the contest that you can find on the Twitter. If you're not lucky enough to win one of them, because Bird and I are going to win all 3 of them, I don't know what we're going to do with the third one. We'll cut it in half. We'll figure something out. You can use the promotion code HTC Ascension on HTC's website to get $100 off on any one of their esports special HTC One M9s. There's the Team Liquid one, the Cloud9 one, and the Team Solo Double Lift one. So then again, like Seth said, Team Liquid, that one's the best. I'm Joshua Piscator Lee here alongside Bird Degia. When we come back, game 2 between RMU and DZG Storm.